Issa says Kris Jenner is very lucky not to be in a nursing home, her and MJ.
Yeah. Yeah. She want that bag, I get that gas, smoking that gas, I get that bag, she want that bag, I get that bag, I get that gas, smoking that gas, she want that bag, I get that gas,
So welcome back, everyone. My name is April Butcher. I'm your mother on social, and I'm going to give you guys a little common sense commentary when it comes to things happening in the world, in pop culture, and in these internet streets. So if that interests you, definitely hit that subscribe button, like this video, and let's get into the Kris Jenner card chat of it all. So I'm sitting here, I'm getting ready to check my blood sugar. I've been doing very well, okay? No, I'm not a diabetic, okay? But I am trying to be better with my weight loss. And, you know, being over 40, child, being over 40, child, is the pits, okay? And so that's why I want to talk about Kris Jenner. So, and you see my blood sugar is good, okay? She all right, okay? This is after a meal, after lunch. So, Kris Jenner, you know, she up there, child. And I was watching a new episode of The Kardashians on Hulu last night. And y'all know I haven't really been coming on here to talk about them like that because it's really been boring this entire season. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, they're trying to be relatable. They're trying to get back to their old selves. And when I say old selves, meaning like who they were back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, why people watch the show. And a lot of people nowadays will be like, I ain't never watched the show. It's just like people that be like, I ain't never shop at Target. Well, that's you, okay? But there's a lot of us that watch the show. And when I was coming up, we loved it. Me and my mom used to sit and watch the Kardashians and crack up laughing, okay? They're trying to get back to that old school way of doing things. They're also trying not to like share so much online to where, you know, the season is mysterious and you don't know what's coming and where they've been and all this other kind of stuff, right? So it seems like they've been listening to the audience. But here's the gag with Kris Jenner that I learned last night. Kris Jenner, the way she raised these girls and that boy, Kris Jenner should be in a nursing home.
Like typical Kris. That's disappointing, babe.
Okay? She should definitely be in a nursing home for how she treated them children and how she's still treating them children. Okay? And even them grandchildren to a certain extent. I watched last night Khloe talk about abandonment issues. I watched the week before where Khloe was saying that Kris was not supportive of her going to a therapist. And I remember Kourtney saying, yeah, because she's probably afraid of my experience going to a therapist. And what's crazy to me is that it's not crazy to me. It's just, I think it's that generation of individuals like Kris Jenner who don't want to face the fact that they probably weren't great parents. I'm not going to say good parents, but not great parents. And Kris Jenner wants this in her mind that she was the best. And I think she went through a lot with Kourtney unpacking everything with the therapist. And y'all got to remember, Kourtney is the oldest. So there's a lot of things that Kourtney saw her mom do that Kris wants to live or die with Robert Kardashian. She don't want to relive none of that type of stuff, right? And then also Kendall's been going to therapy. And I've been noticing this entire season, like Kendall really don't be effing with her mama like that. Like, she don't mess with Kris like that. Kylie is incognito somewhere. You don't see Kylie on the show anymore, really, unless she's filming with Kendall. Kendall, I believe, is still hurt from the way that Kris handled Bruce Jenner, now Caitlyn Jenner. I think she's extremely hurt by that, and by going to therapy, it allows you to unpack a lot of stuff. it's a lot reliving those childhood situations and realizing that a lot of those situations that happen in your childhood cause some level of trauma, right? And so she's like not supportive of Chloe going, because I feel with Chloe is her helpmeet, okay? Chloe has been there helping her raise Kendall and Kylie since they was young. Y'all all know, we saw the episodes where Kendall and Kylie said that Chloe was more of a mom to them than their own mama. We've seen how she handled Rob, like Rob was a rag doll. And I feel like the way Kris Jenner parents is like either get in line or get out the line. Like that's very much how she's come across over the years. Now, last night's episode, they showed Chloe with Amari, who is Tristan's younger brother who has disabilities or whatever. And I could be Chloe for that. And we're going to talk about that in another video, but we'll dive deep into it over there. But, you know, Chloe has helped take care of Amari. And some people might be like, oh, she ain't taking care of him. They got nurses and all that type of stuff. When I saw Chloe last night wipe that baby boy's mouth when he was drooling, she took a towel and she wiped his mouth. Chloe indeed has been taking care of that child. She might have had help, but she's taking care of that child. And Tristan is just a sorry piece of, you know what, because you got all these people helping you, enabling you. And it's just disgusting that that's your brother and your baby mama is taking care of your baby brother. That's disgusting to me. But, and who knows, he's probably paying for care, but the level of how Chloe interacts with Amari compared to Tristan is night and day. And we'll talk about that later, like I said. But last night, Kris was like,
I hope that one day you'll take care of me like
Obviously.
this. I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
At least you know I'll never put you in a home. I got you.
Okay. I know where
I
my
might
bread
really
is.
right into
I
that
know where
hole,
my
but,
bread is
you know.
buttered.
so then when they did an RV trip, which Kendall had brought up, but Kendall didn't go. And they were mad that Kendall didn't go. But I think Kendall's really bitter. I don't think Kendall wants to go with Kris and be in an RV with Kris. And the reason being is because if y'all remember watching the old episodes, like way back, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Bruce used to take the kids in RVs and they used to go on vacation in these RVs. And even then, Kris wasn't really into it. Kris has never really been into raising them children. She's been into, almost to a certain extent, it looks, this is from me from the outside looking in, it's almost like she breeded those kids. She breeded them and probably had this notion to make her kids like the Jackson 5. And it's very hands off the way she parents. And even Chloe brought it up last night about abandonment issues. And so Kendall didn't go. And I really believe Kendall is just not messing with her mama like that right now. Even when she went over to Kris' house last week or week before last, when Chloe was dressed up like the bear outside of Kris' house, Kendall really wasn't into the whole joke of it all. She just sat there the whole time. So Kris is very lucky that her and MJ is not sitting in a nursing home. And the reason why I say MJ too is because however Kris interacts with those kids, that's a direct reflection of how ever MJ instilled things in Kris about her life. Okay, and how she was going to raise her kids and what she needed to look for. We all know that she told Kris to go be a flight attendant and go find a rich man. Okay, let's not be oblivious to the fact. So the thing about it is like now as they're adults, you're starting to see more of the dysfunction. Like when they were younger, we laugh, you know, at how Chloe would say things, and it was like really funny how Chloe would like laugh off her pain. But nowadays it doesn't seem funny anymore. Like she was talking about abandonment issues and how Kris would abandon her and everything. And then Kris abandoned them last night.
I'm leaving. I'm going home to sleep in my own bed. I'm not sleeping in this RV. So I'm going home.
By not staying in the RV. She didn't stay the night in the RV. She got up in the middle of the night and left and abandoned her. And abandonment issues is a very deep thing, you guys. Y'all have to understand, this is just not something you just talk and be like, oh, mental health awareness. It's a real thing.
Already in utero, kids can feel if they're not wanted.
Right? And the other thing about it too is the fact that she got on Kim because Kim was talking to her kids. And remember last season, Kim was on Chloe about talking to her kids while she's on vacation. So Chris got in Kim's behind and like reprimanded her. And I said, the only reason why you saying that is because you know you want Chloe to wipe your ass when you get old. You're trying to be nice to Chloe so Chloe don't abandon you because she's going to therapy right now. Like, let's be real. She's blessed. You notice they never replaced Chris as their manager. Y'all notice that? So have y'all noticed that, like, in the interview with Damon Wayans, how he mentioned how Beyonce's dad got replaced, you know, as her manager. The Jackson 5's dad got replaced as their manager. Like, all these parents that were in charge of these kids all got replaced, right? And then the machine came in and the people came in and took over and took control, right? Well, the thing about it is, y'all ever notice that with Chris, she never got replaced as the momager, manager, right? It's crazy to me because of the simple fact she got to have some kind of, it is literally control over these kids. Number one is control over these kids. Number two, she's in cahoots with the powers that be, right? The only reason why Kris Jenner and them are as big as they are is because of the simple fact that Chris knew Faye Resnick. She knew a lot of people in freaking Hollywood at that time. A lot of people feel like, oh, the Kardashians just fell in our laps and they just end up being famous. No, she had a lot of freaking connections in Hollywood. It just was the perfect storm, and they needed the perfect controversy in order to make themselves a household name. All right? And it's just amazing to me the level of, it has to be a level of narcissism at this point where she's controlling these kids, because ain't no way the level of abandonment issues that Chloe has, the level of lying and scheming that Kourtney has seen her mom do, the level of making Kim work till she blue in the face, the level of Kendall seeing her dad mama kicked out the house. You got Rob, we ain't seen him in years. He's like a hermit living in that old house with the black and white tile floors. And then you got Kylie that don't ever show up on the show. And Chris still getting her 10% and still living next door to everybody. I'm telling you, that's why Chris is in the same, like, not parking lot, but the same driveway as Chloe. They are on the same lot of land, their houses, because she know Chloe is the only one that's gonna wipe her ass when she's done. The rest of them will put her behind in an old folks home as fast as her head could turn. Okay, Corey would sign off on the paperwork, and they wouldn't 5150 up, but they would put her in an old folks home so doggone fast. With MJ, it wouldn't even be funny. Okay, so I'm shocked and shook that at this point she's still their momager. She still has this level of control over them, except for Kourtney to move on with her husband. And like, that's the thing a lot of people don't understand, is that the minute you are with someone who makes you feel safe, who protects you, who provides for you, all of that foolishness that, like, ooh, and it just got dark. All of that foolishness that Chris be doing goes out the window. Okay? All that foolishness that some parents do, it goes out the window. It's not the fact that you don't love them. It's not the fact that you don't respect them, but you respect yourself and you love yourself more. And those girls have not found that yet. Kourtney is the only one that has found it. Even like last night, she was trying to challenge Kourtney on keeping the baby in the bed. And it's like, everybody parents different.
This is a different generation, you guys.
We didn't co-sleep in the 80s. No, we didn't. We had structure. We had schedules. We had meal times. We put our kids to bed at 7 o'clock, and then we go to dinner and have some grown-up time. And it was a wonderful life.
I wouldn't be able to sleep if my baby was in another room by himself in a crib.
I was a horrible mother.
I'm not here to parent or tell Kourtney how to parent her child. As a mom myself who only has one kid, if I were to have a second kid, I probably would keep my baby in the bed. They grow up so fast. And because it took her so hard and so long to conceive her last child, Rocky, she's going to feel that way. Why? I don't understand with grandparents and like people from that era. Why do they always feel like they got to make us feel dumb or make us feel inadequate or make us feel some type of way because of the choices we're choosing to do and break generational curses or run our family the way we want to run it? I don't understand. I really don't. And another thing that they like to do too is come and say, well, watch when hers grow up, she gonna go through the same thing. Watch, she gonna make her she gonna make her pissed. You know what I'm saying? As young adults, like not young adults, child, because I'm old, but as adults, let me say that, because I'm an adult. As an adult, if any of us choose to run our households a certain way, people should respect it. Because just like we had to respect living under our family's roofs, just respect it and be fine with that. And I think that's the thing about Kris. She's not ever going to change. She's going to be that way. And that's why Corey continued to stay in that house and not pay no bills. Anyway, you guys, sign up in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about Kris Jenner. Do they need to put it in a nursing home? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. If y'all had a mama like Kris Jenner, would y'all put her in a nursing home? What would y'all do? Okay? Because she feel that she made them money or made them a household name and gave them opportunities they owe her for the rest of their life, and that's not right. That's not right in my opinion. You should never owe anybody. If anything, only person I owe is God himself. Okay? Sign up in the comment section down below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.